Beautiful souls, do you have a prayer request or want us to send you healing energy today? Would you like us to be praying for your friend or loved one? If this is you, go to worldslargestprayernetwork.com to submit your prayer request. And while you're there, please sign up to join our team of prayer warriors. The angels say prayer not only opens you to miracles, raises your vibration, and helps you heal, but the more you pray, the more God's presence is felt on earth. Feel your angels' love as they surround you right now, and listen for the positive, loving messages your angels intended specifically for you in today's episode. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius. And today we're here with Corrie, who's going to share her beautiful angel stories. Corrie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited you're here too. So I'm going to have you take it away and share your first story.
Okay. Well, my first story, I have always been intuitive my entire life. And I was told growing up that it wasn't good. Just put it away. It's your imagination. So I really hadn't tapped into anything growing up. And then when I was about 19, I moved far away from home. And I had a bad incident happen to me. And when that happened, I just prayed about it. I brought God into my heart and I just said, I just don't want to be a jaded person. I don't want this to change me. I don't want this to become part of me. And so I prayed about it and prayed about it. And one day I had a dream that this green angel, it was just glowing green in my mind's eye, came to me and they said, you can put all of your fear and all of your anger and all of your confusion into this sphere. They had a sphere. They were holding a big ball. And at the time, I didn't realize that was right at the solar plexus. And they said, you can put everything that you are feeling into this ball and we will carry this for you. You don't have to pull this inside of you. And so I did. I carried that ball as long as I needed to. And then when it was time, I could just set it down. And so I've used that time and time again. Throughout life, you get anxiety, you get stress. And I picture that ball and I meditate on it so I don't have to pull it inside of me. Because life is tough and you always have ups and downs. And so that's my first angel story.
Love that one. We're going to talk about that one afterwards, but I'm going to have you keep going because you're on a roll.
Okay. So the second angel story, and this did happen right before I moved to Las Vegas. I was, again, 19 years old. And I decided I just got a whim. I'm going to move. I'm going to move 1,000 miles from home. I had $500 in my pocket. I just wanted a new adventure. I just needed to get out of our tiny little town. And we had a going away party. And this gentleman walks up to me at the going away party and he said, did I hear right? You're moving to Las Vegas? I said, yeah. And he said, I think you need my number. I thought that was a little odd. And I was a little taken back, but I accepted and I was polite about it. And the fascinating thing is he wrote it on a piece of paper the size of maybe a little bigger than a quarter. And he told me his name. And he said, when you get down there, you need to call me. And I thought, oh, sure. Okay. Well, I get down there and I total my car. I was hit head on. And I was taken by ambulance to a hospital and released. I was okay, but I had no insurance. I had no job. I had nothing, nothing. But you know what? I was not afraid. Not one time was I afraid. I just leaned in. And I leaned in and I just said, God, I'm giving this to you. You brought me here. I need you to guide me. Show me the way. Well, when I got back from, I was staying at this house in Las Vegas, which is another great story, but I won't go into that. This lady just gave me her house for 2 months. She said, I've never met you, but I've heard really good things about you. You could have this house. Well, when I went back to this house after the hospital and I was sitting there and I looked down on my little address book that I had and Ron's number fell out. And so I thought, well, my car was in the tow yard. It had been totaled. My suitcase, my toothbrush, everything I owned was in that car. All I had was the clothes that were on me when I had the accident, and that was it. And I had kept my billfold, my little address book on my lap when I went to the hospital, and that stayed with me. So that's the only reason I had that. So I got to, I called him, and he came and picked me up right away. And he said, we need to get you a job. We need to get your car. We need to do all this. We need to get all your stuff. And I'm like, well, they won't let me have it. He walked in. I don't know who this man was. He walked in and they were like, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know if they thought he was my lawyer. I don't know, but he had some power. They were not going to let me have my toothbrush. They said whatever was totaled with the car has to stay with the car. Here I am, 19. I don't know any different. I'm like, oh, okay. No. So this man came and he got all my stuff out. And then he took me to this ginormous house. It wasn't his. It was a friend of his. And he said, I'm going to go find you an outfit to go get an interview. We're going to get you a job, young lady. So I'm in the bathroom and I'm getting ready and I'm thinking, is this happening? Is this really happening? He's in there ironing my clothes and he's just getting me all situated. And then, of course, I'm getting a lecture too. Like, what do you think you're doing? So he takes me to a title company, Nevada title company. I'll never forget it. And he knew somebody there. Do you know how to 10 key? Do you know anything about accounting? Nope. You're hired. Oh, I ended up getting this job and he was in my life every single day. He was in my life. And then he would check on me. He made sure I had a place to live. He made sure I had money. And then he also, I don't know how he did it, but my ambulance bill, my emergency room bill, everything was gone. When I called about it, they just said, you don't need to worry about it. So years later, he stopped talking. Like he just disappeared. I would call him, no response. And he just told me I have some other things I need to take care of. And that's all. Everybody thinks, oh my gosh, did he want, favors that are inappropriate? Like what? No, nothing. He was a complete and absolute gentleman. So he ended up disappearing. Years later, I thought, I'm going to call him and see, and just let him know how I'm doing. And one of his friends told me that he had passed away. And that I was so sad because I wasn't going to be able to tell him that I actually did it. And I'm this little girl from Wyoming that actually stood on her own 2 feet and did it the hard way, but that I was very successful. And I went to school. I became a dental hygienist and that I was okay. Then coming full circle once again, many years later, probably 25, 30 years later, I met my husband now, and the street that he lived on, I was asking him about the neighbors across the street. And I said, who are those people? I just want to go talk to them. And he said, I've lived here for 10 years and I have never talked to those people. Like, no, I just want to go talk to them. What are their names? And he said, well, I think their last name is Hartman. And I thought, no, really? And Ron popped into my head. And I knew that was his family. And so I went out and I introduced myself and I was out there talking to them. And I got to tell them the story about how he saved me and how he was my guardian angel. Here on earth, he was truly my guardian angel. Well, when I started getting into Reiki, and this was, probably about 10, 15 years ago, I started getting into Reiki and started meditating and starting to opening my gifts. And I met one of my guides. And it was Ron. It was him. I was just blown away that there he was. And so I just felt like everything just came full circle, and that I just want everybody to know that we do have angels here on earth, and that they come in physical form. Yeah.
This is so incredible. I love both of these stories so much. I don't know where to start. We do have earth angels, and there are times in our life that we feel called. I think that there are two energies that can get commingled here very easily, especially for empaths, because empaths are these very highly attuned people pleasers that just want to be earth angels for every single person on earth. And as you were talking, Spirit had me write down, and they said, not every person can help everybody. It's just not within our wheelhouse. We're not capable of it energy wise or time wise. And so there is such a thing as overextending ourselves, right? When you are that highly attuned empath who just wants to do everything for everyone, what ends up happening for a lot of people is they will overextend themselves, and then they'll start to feel resentment. And that's actually stemming from a lack of boundaries within that empath themselves. Earth angels aren't here to help everyone all the time. It would deplete your energy entirely. You feel called, tapped, almost as if there's this huge radiant bubble of energy around the person you're meant to help, that it's calling to you. And there's multiple people, but spaced within your life where it keeps your energy intact, where you don't feel that resentment. It feels good to give.
Yes.
And he was that earth angel for you in so many ways. Really,
so many ways.
The foundation to launch your life and your career and everything.
Yes.
And it was so him pulling you together, like with his family. That flash that you talked about, like when you were like, I have to go over there, and then you got the flash when you heard the name.
Yes.
That wasn't you putting Ron in your mind. That was Ron from the other side coming in and showing you his presence to connect the dots for you. That is one of the ways that they come through to us. And how it's them coming through to you and not the other way around. It's important to understand the difference between overextending ourselves and feeling that resentment, because sometimes then we're too tired, the angels just said, to help the people that we're truly here to help. And so it's okay to let everybody here be earth angels. And when we're all doing our work together, everyone's getting what they need. But when you feel that profound calling, and it happens at the most random times too,
Right.
like you could be late and you are like waiting for a train and they're like, go over and talk to that person. When you feel that calling and that nudge within your heart, and a lot of us try and shush it too, like quiet it down, it won't let up. It doesn't get louder. It's just the energy keeps tapping at you, tapping at your heart. That's when we're here to take action.
I believe that too. And I also feel it did two things. I felt like it restored my faith in people. There are good people out there that want to do amazing things. And also it taught me to lean in and to have trust and faith. Even if we don't understand the story, even if we don't understand how things are going to play out, you have to have faith.
100%. Yeah, a lot of times the angels will say it is taking blind action with faith because you know you're being called.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to your first story too, because this energy is so purely like what the angels show me all the time, where you can put everything that's causing you anxiety, all of your fears, all of your self-doubts, all of your limiting beliefs into this bubble, this orb, and hand it to your angels, and they will take all of it. They will pull it apart. They will clean it. They will restore it. They will heal it. And then they will place the healed energy back within you as they carry your burdens, because you don't have to carry them yourselves.
No. And isn't that what they're there for? They're there to take our burdens. We just have to ask.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think we forget to ask, and we feel like we have to do all of this on our own. And having that faith that I knew that I could just pray about it, that I could just lean in, that I could just say, I don't want this.
Right.
And yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Corrie, I love it so incredibly much. I know that you went through the Angel Reiki school. Tell everybody a little bit about that and what you learned.
Oh, that was such an amazing, amazing journey. I still kind of am dumbfounded when I get feedback from the people that I've worked with, and they're like, wow, that was so amazing and powerful, because once again, it gives them a place of peace. It gives, when you're working on someone and you can, it's almost like what Archangel Raphael did for me when I was going through that traumatic period in my time, in my life. They take all that from you. And when you can help heal someone, that is the most beautiful gift I feel like you can offer. And I've learned so much about myself. It's taught me to not be afraid. That is the number one thing I think I took away from the class. I grew up with a lot of fear and a lot of, if you don't do this right, you're going to be this. And, and for the first time, I know how to directly connect with God, connect with my angels, connect with your higher power, whatever anybody wants to say. And they you feel protected, you feel guided, you feel there's no doubt in my mind that I am 100% connected when I'm helping somebody. Or even when I want, just for my daily meditation, I can instantly have that connection now. And I thank you so much every day that you've taught us that.
Oh, I love it. It's so fun as a teacher because
Hmm.
everybody, you can see them go through these steps, and there's
Hmm.
certain steps where people get to every single time. It doesn't fail. And you see the light bulb turn on, and
Hmm.
the look on a person's face when we go into those like group coaching calls,
Hmm.
and you are working with people that you do not know, and you get this validation, and your faith that you have had your entire life, like, okay, God, I know that this is real, but there's always that little doubt
Oh yeah,
within you.
all the time. I'm always like, did that really happen? Is this for
Yes,
real?
yes.
And and then you get the validation.
And then
And
you get the validation.
it's so powerful.
And the
Yes.
look as a teacher on people's face when they come into those calls and they're like, but Julie, I couldn't have known this. There's no way I could have known this. I don't even
Mhm.
know this person. And this is what came through. And it's like, ah,
Mhm. Yes.
like this
Yes.
is it. It all comes together, it all clicks, and it's just such like a beautiful, it's just such a beautiful experience as a teacher to watch.
I love that. Well, you are an amazing teacher. And I love our calls when everybody can ask their questions because we usually have questions that overlap.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of feeling the same way. And when you all start to finally get it and you're making a difference, you're making a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I had this vision yesterday because Spirit has shown me for a long time. Like Julie, your job as a healer and part of my purpose and my life plan is to help as many people step into their power to become healers. And they've said, like the people that we train to become healers, like through the Angel Reiki School, we could reach 1 billion people in this lifetime. With all of these, thousands of healers working with thousands of people every year. And Spirit brought through this really cool thing yesterday where they said, for the last 15 to 20 years, we have been highly focused on teaching everybody on earth how to be present, how to be aware, a lot of times through meditation practices, to come back to your own energy, to come back to your own vibration. And and then there's a point as a healer that you can see within people where they're able to do that. Now they're like, okay, but Julie, now what? Because now I'm able to be present, I'm in oneness, and I'm feeling these different feelings within my body. Now, what do I do with that? And it's interesting because a lot of people, when they want to join the Angel Reiki School, some people ask, well, is this a fad? Like, is this
Oh
going
yeah.
away? It's so popular right now. And I should preface with like the Angel Reiki School isn't Reiki. You're learning mediumship, you're learning how to work with angels,
Right.
you're learning how to bring through messages. Reiki itself is a silent practice. The Angel Reiki School uses energy healing because energy is the language of the universe. And from
Yes.
there, I can teach you how to bring through all of your other spiritual gifts. So Spirit said the first part was to teach everybody, and this is the work of all healers over the last 20 years, to come into presence, the
Yeah.
now, through meditation, to tune into their own energy. They said it's not a fad, it's not going away because we're spiritual beings first, we're souls first, and we all
Mhm.
have that spirituality to always return to within our lifetime. But the second piece that we have to step into, and this is where healers are bringing people now, is that everybody needs the tools within their own lives and the resources to be
Mhm.
their own energy healer, their own messenger within their everyday life. And when you look at those two things, the first step being presence, the now, your own energy, and the second step being your own energy healer, being your own messenger, That's how we navigate life.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
where life really becomes super fun, because when you're present, you can tune in and say, okay, well, I really, really want to reach this goal. Why am I not manifesting this? Why is it not showing up in my life? So you go deep within and you find, okay, well, I really have this fear that I'm not worthy of this goal, that other people are worthy of this, but I am not deserving of attaining this. And so I am blocking myself with this limiting belief. And when you have these tools as being your own energy healer, you can really go into the energy of the fear. Clear that fear out. Bring in healing, bring in strength from God, bring in all of the elements that you need from all that is God, universe, source. Bring in the messages that you need. And when we're doing this for ourselves daily, clearing our own energy, allowing guidance from the other side to come in and guide us in our lives, that's when we're walking the path of our soul here.
Yes. Yeah. If I could add one more thing to that, what I noticed is working with people, the feedback I got, some people felt very alone in their troubles, in their trauma, in their things that they were trying to process. And when we were finished, they were so excited that they weren't alone. They don't have to do all this alone. And it was very validating for them to know their grandpa's right there holding their hand, cheering them on, or, whoever, their mom, their dad. And they would bring through messages that were so spot on and validating that they knew they're going to go home and they're going to know grandpa's right there.
Yeah.
So
amazing. Amazing. Yeah. And you're not alone. You have a spirit team, you have angels, you have guides, you have loved ones who are guiding you every step of the way. And if you want earth friends who resonate with you, who know what it's like to be going through an awakening or awakening to your gifts, there's the angel membership, there's the angel Reiki school with tons of people there to support you too.
And I've had several people reach out and ask me for your information, because after they've had sessions, they also want to learn it.
Yeah.
And so I have passed on your information, and I just think that's so exciting. And we're changing the world. It's into a, it's a positive instead of always hearing about the negative. It's something that we can do to make a difference.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
I know, it's so fun. And it's so fun too, because that's where the community comes in too. Like, I never look at it like just me. I can't do all this alone. Like, my voice physically, I can't talk that much anymore. I used to do 20 sessions a week sometimes, 15 sessions a week. I can't do it. I do 3 to 5 a week, and still that's a lot for me.
Yeah.
So with all of us together, we're this huge puzzle piece, serving, doing God's will. And it's just so, so fun.
Yes. And, even after the class, I'm still learning every day. I talk to spirit, I talk to my angels, and the other day I said, okay, if I need a sign, show me a feather. And I went into my kitchen and I look out the window, and there's a baby falcon staring at me. not just a dove or, a robin, or no, it was a falcon, and it was staring, and I was like, okay.
I've never seen a falcon in my backyard.
No, me neither. And I thought, I didn't ask for the whole bird. But I knew that was a sign. I knew that they were talking to me. And so it was good. It was good. But there's just still stuff, that I'm learning and understanding that the message I got from that was, we're here. It's just not always going to show up the way that you think in your mind.
Yeah.
You have to be open. So.
Corrie, I love your energy. I love your
Oh,
angel
thank
stories.
you.
Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey
Oh,
as a healer. And I'm just so incredibly excited to stay in touch and just watch you grow as you
thank you.
journey forward.
Thank you. I am so excited to be on this journey with you, and I've learned so much from you and the community that you've created. And so I love being a part of it.
Thank you so much. Friends, if
Yes.
you're listening, if you're not able to do the Angel Reiki School or the Angel membership, we always also too have the free Facebook group, the Angels and Awakening Facebook tribe. You're able to join over there at any time, and people just share every week different Facebook posts that are inspiring. Spirit wanted you to know there's so many different resources that we have for you. Head on over to the show notes for that link and all the links that we offer. We love you, friends. Also, email us in with all of your angel stories. We would love to have you on the show. All my love, friends. Have a blessed day. Beautiful soul, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Julie. You know I'm all about connecting you with messages from your angels and loved ones on the other side. If you've been listening today and you're super excited and just have to know which angels are around you right now, who's connecting with you, and what messages they have for you, go to theangelmedium.com. Register for a session. You can do a reading with me or a member of my team, and we can help you in making sure that your angels are doing the very best they can to support you and guide you to your best life. If this sounds like you, virtual sessions, they're only offered on my website. Sign up today. And if you're the person who's really excited, you can sign up for my Angel Reiki School to become a certified angel messenger. That's for the healers among us who feel called to grow their intuition to the max and serve humanity with their gifts. You'll learn Reiki, mediumship, how to deliver angel messages, and how to get clients. That's the Angel Reiki School at theangelmedium.com, or DM me on Instagram at Angel Podcast with any questions. Before you go, connect with your angels by placing your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath. Imagine a doorway filled with God's unconditional love is right in front of you. Step into that love and feel it as it fills your body, chakras, and auric field. Now ask your angels, what would you have me know today? And open yourself to the positive, loving messages they have just for you.